I'm doing a part 2 to a video I did recently called How a Melody Connects to Chords, because I realized after the fact that there's a couple of things that were missing from it. So let's get into what was actually missing. Well, if you missed the part 1, basically it was a question about reverse engineering a song. So, how a melody and chords connect with each other, how they're chosen. And I took a little bit of time to try and answer the question as best as I could in a number of ways. So if you haven't seen the part 1, you might like it. Check it out here. Now, the thing is that there was something missing, like I said. And what was missing was that I briefly answered this part of the question, which was that if there is a note E in the melody, then that would be the third of the chord C, which is underneath it. The thing is that if there is a note E in the melody in the top layer, well, the note E could be the melodic note of a different relationship of many other chords, 11 in fact.
These go to 11.
More than 11, really.
More than 11. More than 11 chords. Don't make me laugh.
The reason why I say 11 is because there are 12 notes in the Western Hemisphere that we have access to, because you've got your 7 notes of the musical alphabet. You've also got the 5 black keys of the keyboard, the sharps and flats. And yeah, so let me run you past what the other options are. So yes, if the note is E and there's a C chord underneath, it's the major third of that chord. But if it's a C sharp chord, well, then that could be the minor third or the flattened third, or just the third of a C sharp minor. If it's a D chord, could be a sus2. Now, this gets a bit tricky here. If it's a E flat 7, it could actually be a flat 9th. If it's E major or minor, it will be the root. If it's an F chord, it will be the major 7. Lovely sounding melodic note. For instance, if there's just a F chord, then if it's an F sharp chord, then it would be the flattened 7th. So that could be a minor. Or it could be a dominant 7. If it's a G, it would be a 6. If it's an A flat, then it would be I guess you could say it's a flat 6, but it's probably more a sharp 5, so like an augmented. For an A, it's the 5th. For a B flat, it would be a sharp 4th or a flat 5th. Or actually, that's the sharp 11. What am I talking about? Oh, what a great chord that is. If it's a B, it would be, I guess it would be the 4th, which is a sus4. And then we land back at C again, where it's the major third.
More than 11.
So there you go. You've got all of these different options, and I'm sure that there's more. I'm just really scratching the surface, really.
More?
So that's why In the last video, I mentioned about active listening and doing your best to block out that top layer so that you're effectively just going straight to the root of what the information that you want to know is. For instance, for me, I always want to know what's the chords. And a bunch of the comments from that part 1 video were that, yes, I try and listen to the bass. So, because the bass will give you the root note. I mean, a lot of the times the root note can be misleading if the chord is an inversion. More about that in another video. And the best way to be able to figure out a very likelihood of what the chords would be in a fitting way is to figure out what key you're in. That's another thing I mentioned in the part 1 video, is that there's another video that you can check out here on this Crafty Music Tips YouTube channel, which is called What is a Key and Why Should You Care? And it is a very helpful video if you're kind of unfamiliar. And yes, as I mentioned in the part 1, each melodic note does have its particular unique flavor with what the chord is that it has the relationship with underneath. And so yes, as I said in the part 1, I will be putting together a video series that will go through each melodic note and what their particular characteristics are. So look forward to that. Now, I hope you enjoyed this extra part 2. Just remember that you don't have to do every single thing right now with your music. Just do the next thing. I hope that helps. My name's Crafty. I'll see you really soon. Take care.